Hello everyone, this is Jovial Developer here. So my video for today is going to be about how to set up a dual screen for your laptop. It's pretty useful. You know, you hook up two screens to a laptop. It could even be a third screen for all your multitasking needs. So let's get started here. First thing I'm going to show is using a dongle. This laptop here uses USB-C. It doesn't use Thunderbolt, but it uses USB-C. And you plug that in. Okay. So this is what you call a dongle. I have a more expensive version. This one was close to $90 or something like that, because you have two HDMI ports here and here, and you have Ethernet right here. So that's a useful function because I can use dual screen and I can connect to Ethernet. But what's also neat about this dongle is that this is another USB-C port here. So I can hook another dongle up to it as well if I want to. And then you plug in the second one. So you see those are plugged in. And what I'm using here is, since my monitors are older here, this is an Acer AL 1914, and this is an HP 2338H. So these are both old monitors. But this Acer here does not have HDMI. It has a VGA cable, but you can find an adapter that uses VGA to HDMI and hook that up to a dongle and it should work. When you buy these kinds of adapters, you don't want to just get like a cheap $15 one. You want to get something a little more expensive so it's more reliable. It has a better build about it. So now that we have that working, let's go to our settings in this laptop here. System. See, now you have an arrangement of how you want to have your screens. This is the one that I'm using, and then this is the second one, this is a third one. So let me close this. Let me click on a window. Well, I could click on this one and minimize it. Yeah, okay, see, I can move this around. And I'm going to move this to the right. And you can see that this shows up on here, like that. That display works. And then you can drag it over here too. It works on that display. Now the formatting on this is kind of wonky, right? Because my monitors are older. but it's better than nothing. And I'll show you on another computer how it looks. But this also looks a little bit off because this computer has a larger larger display on it. Like the top half of it is larger because it's got a tablet functionality about it. You can fold it a different way so you can draw on it, and I'll probably touch on that on another video. But so let me get the other laptop and I'll show you how it looks on that screen. Okay, so I'm back. So here we go. This is my business laptop I have here, and I'm going to plug the dongle in here. I'll take a second here. Here we go. So now you can see the screen shows up better on this laptop because, as I said on the other one, it has a larger display on it. And wow, I'm getting a lot of notifications. So yeah, it's really neat how you can keep a dual display even if you have an old monitor that uses VGA. You just need an adapter, VGA to HDMI adapter. Alright, so let me show you that this works. I will open a window here. So this is Notepad. And you can see that I can drag it up to the middle there. And then from here, drag it into there. So that's pretty neat. Okay, so the last part is I'll show you how to do a dual display for a Mac. Because for the Mac, I don't use the dongle. And I'll show you what I do use. Okay, so for this part of the video, I'm showing you how to do it with a MacBook. This is a MacBook Pro from 2012. Around that time, and I haven't had it for very long, really, but I'm learning how to use it and stuff. I'll probably have a review video on it, just as my experience with MacBooks. I have used MacBooks several times, like in the library to look up things and stuff like that for research. You know, like for school. Okay, so let's get going here. This adapter here is a Thunderbolt to HDMI adapter. And there's a port on here that is Thunderbolt. You can see the Thunderbolt right beside the USB. Hold on, is it upside down? No, it's not. Why won't it go in? Oh, I have it upside down. I was right. Okay. Okay. Now next, what I use is you can use a splitter. You know, if you have an older MacBook Pro like I do, but the newer MacBook Pros, you know, the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air and all that stuff, you know, it uses Thunderbolt or Thunderbolt 3, and you can find a dongle just like this on Amazon or something like that, and it'll hook right up to it. But I'll show you how this splitter works. So this is about $50. You have one end for the main end, which will plug into the MacBook Pro, and then these two will hook up to the monitors that I'll set up. So I'll get that started. I will pause this for a second so I can adjust my hand on the camera. Okay, so I'm back. This splitter has a power source, so it has to be plugged in somewhere for it to fully be functional. And we'll plug in these HDMI ports, like so. This is plugged in, but the other end is not, so let me fix that. Alright, so there's that. You'll see it shows up on both of these screens, except it won't show up on this one because of the age of it. If I had another monitor with an HDMI cord, it would work perfectly fine. But that's another thing about this splitter, is that there's two settings on it. There's one that says, let this focus a second. It says copy and then auto. And right now it's switched to auto, which means it's going to include everything that's plugged into it. Whereas copy just means to copy the screen that's plugged in. The original source's screen. Which, when I do that, all three screens light up. So I can move a function. Let's click on the App Store or something. See if this opens up. Okay. All I need is just this welcome page. And you will see that I can move this to the right. And this shows up on this screen here. Of course, there's awful glare because it's in the afternoon. But you can see it shows up there. It shows up there. Now, when I switch this to auto again, you will see that that doesn't work, but this works. Okay, and you'll see that it works because let me find my mouse. Oh yeah, that's right. So I can't go anymore to here. But when I start to go left, it shows up in there. And yeah, so being able to figure out these kinds of things, adds more functionality to your workspace, in case you didn't think you were multitasking enough before. But let's see here. Let's show one more thing on here. There's a setting in Apple there's a setting in Apple, just like there is in Windows, that you can adjust your windows, how they show up. You have your arrangement, and you can change the windows just like I showed on the other machine. And it'll highlight which one you're working with. See, if I click on the bigger one there, you'll see the red line around that window. So yeah, interesting stuff. I'm not going to show you a whole lot more with the functionality of the windows and stuff, because if I'm searching on Google or an app, I don't want it to be like proprietary software. I would like to try to make this my own original content. But this splitter here is very useful. It's, you know, as I said, it's about $50, $60, $70, something like that. And they're definitely worth it. But on the safe side, I would just go with a dongle that's, you know, about $80 to $100, especially if you could get one that has HDMI ports and an Ethernet port on it, so you can use all at once. And this dongle here, because this is an HDMI, this will plug in to the other two computers that I showed earlier in this video, and it'll work just the same. But if you have an older computer, your splitter may not work with it. So that's why I go with the dongle. But you know, I got these old monitors here. As I said, they're old. I would like to get probably another new one or something, and maybe do a little video where I review it or something like that. But yeah, this is a fun video. I'll be sure to make more videos in the future. What I would like to do next is some kind of coding video over another old coding project I'm working on for C++. And I hope that you'll watch it, and I hope you liked this video. I'll be sure to look at your comments and try to make my content better. I'm thinking there's one more thing and I forgot to mention in this video, but I can't think of what it is. Oh yeah, like and subscribe.